Chris, thank you for your question and liking my question so much. Um, yeah, the question is, what are some good return on investment techniques that massage therapists can get into? I really think that this actually has a different answer for men versus women. And since most massage therapists, I think it's like 80% are female, let me start and talk about that a little bit more. I think that for ladies, if you want to specialize into a technique and you're asking yourself, what would give me the best return on investment with learning techniques? I think it goes down to two things: pregnancy massage and lymphatic drainage. Pregnancy massage, just because a lot of pregnant women usually prefer a female therapist, so that's kind of an exclusive field that female massage therapists have. And depending on where you live, where I currently live, birth rates are really high. So there's a lot of young moms who want a lot of care for their health with that, specifically more like homeopathic wellness type care. So pregnancy massage would be a really popular thing. The other thing is the lymphatic drainage. That's something that most people will need for a lot of things like breast augmentations or breast cancers, which is something that women will get. So that's again something that I think that female therapists can really make a good profit doing in those particular techniques. Now, for men, I think that a lot of times men, they get better investment with their technique learning when it comes to things like neuromuscular techniques, which is what I do, or getting into more sports massage. If you can specialize in a particular sport, you understand how people play tennis. What are the common injuries to that? What are the techniques to relieve that? If you can learn how to specialize in more of those types of techniques and specific injuries and sports related things, then I think that you end up making a lot more money. And I think that works better for men, not only because men usually have really good sports experience, but also because a lot of athletes tend to like kind of that big, deep tissue guy who's going to really dig in there. Just the perception of the client, I think, again, they usually like that. And for both cases, it really comes down to kind of the preference of the client. I think that it just depends on what they want, what kind of person they want to work with. And that's what you're kind of making your deciding factor on how you're going to make money. Question for you, Chris. Shifting gears here a little bit. I'm curious, in personal training, if you were to grade your clientele and give them like a grade of like A, B, C, what would determine the quality of a good client? What would be characteristics of like this is an A plus client? They're the exact target person you want. They work hard, they're respectful, they pay their bills on time. Could you give us kind of the profile of like what's an A plus client people should be looking for?